Hi and welcome back to the Docentric Advanced Functional Training series. In this video tutorial, I will show you the basic setup necessary to execute a report based on the electronic reporting data source. If you haven't already done so, you will first need to enable that the electronic reporting data models can be used as report data sources. We do it in the Docentric AX parameters, product, with the Enable CBD Data Sources flag. When this flag is enabled, a new menu item will appear in the Docentric Report Setup, Configurable Business Documents. I will select the Sales Invoice Report Setup and go to the Configurable Business Documents form. This is the place where we need to select the electronic reporting model mapping that should be executed if the template based on the electronic reporting data source is used. Once you select it, its matching ER data model will be automatically set. This flag only tells us if there are some electronic reporting based templates for this report, and notice that they should also be enabled. We have such templates for this report, that's why this flag is set. And finally, which data to include field tells us which fields from the electronic reporting data model to include into the DDSP file, only the data that has binding, or in other words is mapped, or all the data from the model. Now when the electronic reporting based data sources are in the game, there is something else we need to specify. We will go to the Generation options, and in the DDSP Generation Settings Fast tab, there is now this field which DDSP to generate. When we enable generating the DDSP when report runs, we can open the lookup and select to generate only the DDSP type based on the selected template, or both SSRS and CBD DDSP files. I will select the second one, and I go and print one sales invoice. We now got two DDSP files and we can see their names in the Downloads folder. Sales Invoice Report DDSP is generated by executing the standard data provider class plus the selected Docentric DSP class. And the Report CBD DDSP file is created by executing the electronic reporting model mapping selected in the Configurable Business Documents form for this report. Please note that the placeholders for both DDSPs are populated through the Docentric report-specific DSP class. We can quickly check the CBD data source by simply opening a blank MS Word and importing the CBD DDSP. If you're familiar with electronic reporting and its model for the sales invoice, you will recognize it here. I can now create a new template that will be based on the electronic reporting data source. When I am done, I will add it as a new template to the report setup, just like any SSRS-based template. But for most of the reports for which we provide the SSRS replicas, we have also prepared the CBD replicas. We also have one for the sales invoice. Here it is. I will download it, and if you're familiar with the Microsoft provided CBD formats, you will recognize the similar design. You also notice the same data source as with the previously generated DDSP. I will set this template as default and preview one invoice so that we get the result through our CBD replica. What just happened is that the template based on the electronic reporting data source was to be used. That's why we executed the electronic reporting model mapping specified in the Configurable Business Documents form, got the resulting data source, and combined it with the template to generate the document. You might have noticed another electronic reporting based template in my report setup, CBD Sales Invoice with item images. Let's download it and inspect it. We see that it is printing the item images. I will select the image tagging element that produces these images and inspect its binding. It is in the invoice lines, item image field. It is the field that I have added to the original Microsoft configurations for sales invoice electronic reporting model and model mapping. In this video, we saw the basic setup required to enable working with the electronic reporting-based data sources.